perfect our chemistry. By and by we'll defy a little bit of gravity. That's right, Joe Show. You are first. Look at you. Look at you go. Look at you go. He's first. Bodies in the sand. Tropical cake melting in your hand. We're falling in love to the rhythm of a steel drum band. Way down in Kokomo, Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take you to Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama. Key Largo, Montego. Baby, why don't we go down to Kokomo? Get there fast and then we'll take it slow. That's where we wanna go. Way down in Kokomo. Proofer didn't happen, Wilhelm. Everybody was first once, you know what I mean? But nobody was first once. Dude, that song, I loved that song when I was a kid. That song came out when I was a kid. Like, it dropped, I think, in like 1987 or 86 or some shit like that. I feel like maybe a little later than that even. And man, dude, that song was like, yeah, the Beach Boys would be a cool DFF, I think, if I could find an angle, because like not a lot of people know about them. Well, I guess that's not true, but I feel like a lot of younger people don't really like know much about the Beach Boys, which makes it a good topic, but it also makes it a topic that people might like look at and go like, Beach Boys, who fucking cares? You know, and I don't like chasing people away. I like to try and suck people in with the topic. But the Beach Boys, definitely a colorful history. Brian Wilson, in general, being a manic depressive and musical genius. Yeah, it might be fun to do. I mean, and then you remember the Beach Boys had that whole fucking run-in with, didn't they? They had a run-in with Manson, right? Yeah. Like they partied with Charlie Manson, yeah. Cool shit. Interesting crew of dudes, but definitely, you know, Brian Wilson being one of the more interesting of the crew. Crazy equals genius. Whoa. Oh, if crazy equals genius, then I'm a fucking arsonist. Yeah, dude. Think about a world. Think about how different the world could have been if Charlie Manson had been discovered for his obvious musical talent and given a voice and given a like recording contract and shit. Think about that shit, dude. Think of it just the parallel universes, because I 110% believe that Charlie Manson wouldn't have gone on to the infamy he went on to had he been discovered. You know what I mean? Or Hitler. I guess same applies for him, right? Although I've seen Hitler's paintings, and I don't think Hitler had the talent that Charlie Manson had. But I guess, you know, maybe somebody else could have felt differently. Hitler could have gotten rich and famous as a German artist, German impressionist. People would have named their babies Adolf. Hitler streaming YouTube. Dude, I had this is the fucking this is the fucking stoner's curse. I had something I wanted to talk to you guys about. I'm racking my brain now. Not that it was like that big of a deal, but I had something I wanted to mention, but I was like, I'm going to wait until a few people get in here. And then I'm going to say XYZ. And I was like, now I'm sitting here like, what was I going to say? That impression was really, really good. The Charlie Manson and Mindhunter was the best Charlie Manson I've ever seen. Outside of Charlie Manson. Ugh. Oh, this is what it was, dude. I just remembered. Like, it had to do with the name of the fucking stream, because right before this, I saw that he's done it again, folks. The Madman has done it again. Do you know what I'm talking about? I bet you can guess. Look at the stream title. The Madman has done it again. He's done it again on camera, in the full view of the camera. He's done it again, dude. He has sniffed another child. Taken a big, heady, hearty sniff of a little baby girl being held by her mother at a campaign rally. He dodged in for a full sniff. Now, let me explain something, lest you think that I'm being like uncharitable to Biden. I'll explain something to you. If you've never been around a baby, they smell hella good. They do. I will vouch for it, dude. A baby, there's something about a baby. They always smell good, but you don't go around sniffing other people's babies. Like, if you have a family member that hands you a baby, you can go in for a little sniff and a nuzzle, and that's cute because you're related to that baby. You're like a little uncle or a friend to that baby. He dodged into some woman's baby without even asking her and copped a sniff. Well, you're smelling the wrong end. You got to smell a baby's head. Don't smell the ass. Yeah. If a baby stinks, you're smelling the wrong end. You know what I mean? But I mean, come on. You don't dodge in for a sniff. And he does a big, full, double nostril flare sniff of that baby, too. It's crazy. Well, whatever. I can vouch for the fact, and I'm not the only one that feels this way, dude. You're holding a baby. You're gonna smell some, like, there's freshness that, like, you're used to going in a human's bubble, right? I get the whole baby sniffing things. You're used to going into a human's bubble and being repelled by it because we're all rotting, right? But a baby's like brand new, just smells like clean newness. You know, you're like, oh. You know, but that doesn't mean that you see a baby on the street and you literally go in and cop a sniff. You can't do it. You can't do it. It's against the rules. I don't know what rules, but it should be against the goddamn fucking rules. There should be made a rule about it right now that you can't cop a sniff. You just can't. You can't be sniffing people's children. You can't do it. You can't be a child sniffer. It's fucking weird. You guys go look for the cliff. Go on Twitter and search Biden sniff. And I guarantee you're going to see the new baby sniff that he copped. He copped a full-blown double nostril flare olfactory sniff of somebody else's kid. He dodged in and sniffed it. I'm just afraid one of these days he's going to get mixed up because he's old and like think he sees a finger and go in and try and eat the baby. You know what I mean? He's going to get triggered by that grouper impulse and he's like going to think it's a finger hanging out there for him to just suck on and he's going to try and eat the baby. Dude, he sniffed another one. Rip that kid, man. I told you, bro. I told you. It's disturbing. It's disturbing. If somebody hands you their baby, right? And like, especially if it's like a relative or something. And you're giving the baby a little fucking... Dude, going in for a sniff in that situation is not creepy. But you're just standing around and you see a baby and you got to go in and like... It's like just like the scent of youth revitalizes him. He looks like Gary Oldman in fucking Bram Stoker's Dracula when he fucking licks the straight razor that Keanu cut himself with. He turns his back real quick. He's like, "Here, let me take care of that for you." Turns it around. He's like... Man, we're gonna have to put a... I saw somebody in the fucking like replies put a drawing of Biden with like the cone you put on dogs to keep them from sniffing and nibbling on themselves. I think we need to put a cone on him. If he's gonna be around children, he has to have a cone. I think that that's fair. If Biden is gonna be around children, he has to have a cone so he can't go in and cop a sniff. You know what I mean? A cone would keep him to his own business. The big cone of shame, the big plastic cone. Put the fucking cone of shame on him when he goes around kids because he's a kid sniffer. He's trying to sniff your child. Garum fucking teed, he's trying to sniff your kid. You bring a kid near Biden and he, there is an impulse in his mind to walk over to that child and sniff them. This must be stopped. This must be stopped. Smells like Vidal Sassoon. Dude, Corn Pop was right. Corn Pop was correct. Hashtag Corn Pop was right. He should have hit fucking Biden with them rusty ass rain barrel straight razors, dude. He deserved it. He was a racist piece of shit. He compared him to a black female Olympic swimmer because he was black. You know what I mean? Biden did a racism and he needed to have his ass beat. That's the way it works. You don't do that shit. You don't do a racism. Hello, Sam Famous. Whoa, buddy. Whoa, buddy. Whoa, buddy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What did I eat today? 3 pounds of broccoli, a whole carrot, and a turnip straight from the ground. No, I don't know. Dios mío, man. Liam and me, we were gonna fuck you on Saturday. We'll fuck you in the ass next Wednesday instead. Woo! Did you see how much larger the protests in Cuba were against the CIA narrative that were not covered by the MSN? Dude, everything's so fucking poisonous now. Everything is so poisoned. Everything is narrative driven and everything is poisonous. And everybody runs with the hot take and nobody thinks and nobody talks, and I'm just done, dude. It almost puts me in the position where I was like fucking 6 months ago again. Like I'm getting to that point again where I just want to fucking divest myself from politics. Like my like appearance on fucking Flash Fried is going to be relegated to nothing but fucking just like popping in and doing stupid voices now and again. I'm just going to like half pay attention to Flash Fried and just tune out, turn my camera off, and I'll pop in with a dumb Mickey voice if somebody mentions Mickey Mouse or some shit, because I'm just fucking burnt, man. I'm burnt on watching fucking libs. I'm burnt on watching people that are trying to counter the neoliberal narrative being fucking shit on. I'm burnt watching the fucking narrative that I've watched my entire life play out again. Like I can just see it happening and nobody's saying anything about it. It's like they just did the CPAC straw poll and Trump polled at 70%. 70. The closest dude was like Tim Pawlenty or some shit at 20%. And then everybody else had 1%. So like all these people that thought that Trump done, he's back now. And you know exactly what you're going to be asked to do. Suck the poison dick again. Vote for a fucking warmongering neoliberal corporatist who basically just legitimizes Trump-era fucking international and national policy and continues forward with it. I don't know, bro. The more I think about shit, the more I just want to fucking rattle off about labor constantly and just ignore politics completely. I think it's a fucking distraction. We're not getting information, we're getting misinformation. And that's not worthy of our fucking time. That's not worthy of our discussion. We're at each other's throats over that misinformation constantly. The press has fucking come out with this narrative about Cuba fucking rising up against its government, and every fucking goddamn dumbass liberal in the world goes, yeah, look. Then whoops. Turns out it wasn't that at all. Turns out it's just fucking Cuban people tired of being embargoed. Just fucking fuck this shit, bro. It just serves to make everybody fucking angry. And make everybody feel like they have some sort of a fucking voice. It's just like this whole argument over the Duma attack and shit. The fucking saddest part about this is it doesn't matter who's right. That's the saddest part. And it's the same with this shit. It doesn't matter whose dick-sucking narrative is correct. We live in a post-truth world. The truth doesn't matter. It's obfuscated. Almost 100% of the time, you can't get at the truth. By design. Because everything is narratively driven. Everything is presented in such a way as to fucking pull your mind one way or another on a fucking subject. got me in a bad mood now. I'm not a centrist. Like you can call me a centrist because of my like base position calling out both sides, but I call out both sides because I'm far to the left of conservatives and I'm far to the left of what passes for the left. So that's why I call out both sides. I don't call out both sides from the center fence. I call out both sides from the fucking far left. I don't know, TJ's your boy, but it sucks to see him go backward on this and during the... Well, whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter, ultimately. April, I want to say, at least you've done something, and me at least. This whole, what are you going to do? Inspire me to agitate for labor here in town. The power feels so strong and so good. Don't stop agitating. Hey, buddy. Get out there and you got to do the same, man. Get more people on your team and just keep it up. That's why we need you to head the labor movement. No, you don't. No, I don't have the fucking credentials, the qualification, or the diplomatic nature to do anything like that. Now, you want me to go to work? Get the labor movement started, and I'll go be your frontline agitator. I will go travel that strike line, and if people are fucking wavering on a line, I'll go out there and I'll fire them up, and I'll stand that fucking line with them, and I'll grab a billy club. You know what I mean? Put me out there with a bullhorn and a billy club, and I'll serve you well. But leading, I ain't got that kind of mind. I don't have those credentials. Labor activism has gone up. Wildcat strikes everywhere. Yep. It's going to continue to get more and more pronounced, too. Frito-Lay is engaged in a huge strike action right now. Frito-Lay employees being asked to work 12-hour suicide shifts and 7-day work weeks have taken to the fucking streets. So, have not seen news of a general strike. I don't think that a general strike in traditional terms is possible without the establishment of an organization. We've seen all of these new organizations on the left pop up. We need a new labor organization, guys. Period. It's like we've seen BLM pop up over the last 10 years. We've seen Antifa pop up and, like them or not, become an increasingly more political fucking organization. Get more and more fucking people talking. We need, as leftists, to start a fucking apolitically driven union movement that is designed to help workers get contracts and collectively bargain. Fuck the politics. Fuck the politics. Fuck the poison. No more money. No more support to the fucking clown show. Take it from the ground up. You know? You look back at the successful fucking strikes in American history, they didn't wait for the timing to be right. They just did. They organized, they hit the fucking streets, and they started fucking shit up when they needed to. And that's what needs to happen. New workers organization, mass fucking redistribution of fucking funding from these shit-lib candidates that we've all been fucking supporting with our $5 and our $10. Look where that goes. Do you know where your Bernie money went? I bet you can guess. You came out of pocket, gave 50, 100 bucks to Bernie, dipped into your savings and gave it to Bernie. You know where that money went? To the DNC. Do you know who they gave it to? Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. You think that was money well spent? That money well spent where you come from? AOC started a fucking political action committee called Courage to Change. You guys remember this? Anybody remember this? Can I red pill you on Courage to Change real quick? AOC, basking in the goodwill that came from being a vocally progressive member of the House, started a political action committee called Courage to Change. And the stated goal of this political action committee, and I'll get to your $5 here in a second, my friend. The stated goal of her political action committee was to support grassroots progressives that did not take corporate money. I'll repeat that. The political action committee was created so that people could donate to it and that they would funnel that money to grassroots progressives who all refuse to take corporate money, who are not owned by a corporate fucking lobbyist. 90% of their funding went to people who took money from pharma, oil, agriculture. So it's just a fucking straight out lie. It's literally a straight out motherfucking lie. She set up a political action committee, told you on the fucking donation page, hey, you give me $5 and I'm going to give $4.99 of that to a fucking progressive candidate who refuses to take dirty corporate money. And then as soon as she had your money, she passed it out to all the corporate libs. Sprinkled it around to all the corporate fucking oil lobby libs and gas lobby libs and fracking lobby libs and pharma libs. You think that's money well spent? You think that's money well spent? How about a mutual aid org? Let's say you took that $100 or whatever that you gave to fucking Courage to Change that they sprinkled on an oil lobbyist. And instead you gave it to a mutual aid org. You know what that $100 could have done? Fed a couple of people. Probably fed 5 or 6 people. You see? At the very least, you could fucking see a tangible benefit. Now extrapolate that out to a new labor movement. That money could have supported a fucking strike action. That money could have supported a fucking medical fund for people beaten on the line. Legal defense fund for people beaten on the line and then arrested falsely. Your money could have been put to work and instead it got put in the maw of a corporate whore. Congratulations. You think that's fucking winning? Bernie, you give your money to Bernie and it ends up in Joe Biden's pocket and Nancy Pelosi's pocket for her re-election effort? Is that what you meant to do with your $5? Or your 50? Or your 100? Remember how Bernie crowed about he was funded by like, what was it, 80% small donations or something? You think those people wanted that money to go in Nancy Pelosi's re-election campaign? You think people wanted that money to go in Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's campaign? Something tells me no, they didn't. And that's what happens when you give money to shit libs. That's what happened. And by the way, I don't think Bernie's a shit lib, but he was running under the shit lib banner. The DNC are a bunch of shit libs. So in order to donate to Bernie, you had to donate to the DNC. I missed that Homeboys $5 thing. What up, Paul? Here's for repping the little guy. Labor Unite. You guys should come back to Big Chief one day. Good times. Yeah, buddy. Agreed. Thank you. What's your opinion on Nina Turner? Don't really have one. Don't really have one. I don't get impressed by politicians talking anymore. And I don't form my opinions about politicians by what they speak about. My opinion on a politician is their efficacy and their commitment to doing what they speak about. So we'll see. And stop with these what's your opinion on X political figure, please. I'm going to just start saying I don't have one. I'm literally just going to say I don't have one from now on out. I remember hearing that Bernie didn't want to join up with the Green Party because he didn't want to be a spoiler vote like Ralph Nader. Yeah, I know. That's the big scary example that everybody uses. Like if you're a popular leftist and you run under a third party banner, you're just a spoiler. And it's just like, yeah, that's what needs to happen. It needs to happen until the DNC can't get another fucking candidate through the door, lest they come through us. And then what? Then what? What does it cost us?
One cycle.
A cycle, maybe 2 cycles of Republican medium instead of Republican light. I think we can survive it. So let's do it. No, we can't do that. That's just handing the country to the fascists. Like you're not doing that by voting for Joe Biden. You're not handing the country to a fascist. You're not participating in the fascist fucking doings of the United States around the goddamn globe by supporting Joe Biden. It's just become absurd. Like the fucking harm reductionists have retreated to the smallest, most insignificant fucking things. So yeah, I've actually talked to a person, no joke, DMs on Twitter, who said, yeah, well, maybe Biden was a 0.01% reduction in harm, but at least it was harm reduction. And I'm just like, what? Yeah, on paper, if you're a fucking trigonometrist, what does that mean for the average person? Jack fucking shit.
I'm glad you're liking it.
Huh?
I'm glad you're liking it.
It's a good bong.
I was worried I was gonna get you one that was like shit. It didn't work or something.
Nah, this one's good. You did well. You chose wisely. And look, no confidence is not necessarily about getting people to stop voting for the DNC. Now, it is on the face of it. But really, it's more about getting people to be cognizant of things that are going on in the country that need their attention outside of the realm of politics and the theater of politics. The theater of politics is roughly inert in this fucking country. If you look at the actual swing between what we call the liberal wing and what we call the conservative wing, there isn't one. Societally or otherwise, there's just not this giant sweeping change. So we have what's called like a stagnant or inert political system where it's clear we're just shuffling around fucking pieces on a chessboard and they all play the same game. And so no confidence is mostly about getting people to, yeah, go ahead and vote your conscience, do what you're going to do. But when you're done doing that, stop paying attention to that shit and move forward with a labor message. Agitate and organize. Donate to fucking mutual aid orgs. Don't give your money to these fucking politicians. Give money to your fucking local mutual aid org of choice. Animal shelter, a BLM chapter, somebody that's supporting people out on protests. Vet them locally and support that. At least your money's getting spent somewhere that matters. Right. Good choice. LGBTQ shelters, women's shelters, men's shelters, children's shelters, children's programs, local downtown cleanup initiatives. There's all kinds of shit that you can give time and money to that has a direct impact on you and the people that live within fucking 100 miles of you. And voting is not one of them. Never will be, never has been. Period. If it worked, they wouldn't let us do it. Fiddle-dee-dee, a little Mark Twain for that ass. I donate women's health supplies and food to my college's pantry. Nice. Good shit. It goes to fucking a good cause, guaranteed. No, voting works. Remember when we got unions in the US by voting for them? Oh wait, yeah. No, you vote within a union. I agree. Voting works within a union. Direct democracy in a union, yes. That's the way it works. Contract gets ratified with a fucking majority of the membership, and that's it. If a majority of the membership rejects a contract, it goes back. And they hit the fucking strike line. That's democracy. What your tact is for the media, what your tact is on the strike line, what your tactics are. All of that shit is democratically decided within a union. So there your vote matters. You want your vote to matter? Join a fucking labor union. Because living in the United States, that ain't it, chief. You want your dollar donation to matter? Give it to a mutual aid org. Vet and support a mutual aid org in your area. A fucking migrant worker charity. If I lived in an area around here, I would definitely vet a mutual aid org like fucking Calican or some shit. One of these orgs that is aimed towards something that I know fucking helps reduce suffering in my area. You see what I'm saying? Search these places out, vet them, give them your donation. When a fucking politician comes asking for donation, sorry, I'm all tapped out right now. My donation goes to something that actually makes change in the fucking world. Get out there and win. What would vetting them entail? Going down and actually volunteering. That's the best way to vet a charity, is to see what it does. So the last charitable organization that I really, really fully supported with a lot of donations was a no-kill animal shelter. And there was no fucking way I was giving them $1 or a dime without going down there and seeing that place. And I volunteered there a couple of times. I took a tour of the place a couple of times. And what do you know? Beautiful place, dogs well taken care of. That's a place that gets my money. You see your dollar donation at work. So that's how you vet a local mutual aid org. Yep, homeless shelters as well. You don't just give your money there. Volunteering at a place, not only a good way to give your time in a wholesome way regardless, but a great way to vet the places and get the word out. Yep. Yeah. Why not? You go down and say, hey, I'm a donor, or I'm a prospective donor, and I want to, take a tour of the facilities if you guys can manage it. I'd like to see what you're doing here before I put my money down on the table. And if they tell you no, then you tell them to fuck themselves, because there's probably something in there they don't want you to see. Any fucking like local charity worth their salt is happy to fucking let you come take a look and volunteer for a day or whatever the fuck and see how shit works. They'll put your ass to work. No joke. Just go ask. They might not like that day, but they'll say, yeah, we got new people in on Thursdays. So come in on Thursday and you'll be able to do your whole fucking thing. Boom. You go down there next Thursday and you do it. That's how you vet a fucking charity, local or otherwise. You go down to a fucking place where they're giving like a homeless shelter or something, and you ask them for a tour or to be able to go look at the facilities and shit before you give your money, and they tell you no. There's probably shit going on in there they don't want you knowing about. They probably don't want you talking to the fucking homeless people that are staying in there. That's another thing you can do too. I mean, you know, it's up to you. I'm not afraid of homeless people, and I don't think you should be. Go hang out around one of these fucking places, and when you see somebody coming out, ask them real quick. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, ma'am. Can I talk to you about your time in that place there and what it was like? I'm thinking about giving it money. Do you think it'd be a good idea? Did they do you right in there? You think a homeless person's gonna fucking tell you to fuck off? Hell no. They're happy to hear that somebody wants to hear what they think about that fucking facility. So you go up and you ask. They're not dangerous people. They're not gonna fucking kill you. They're not gonna rape you. They're not gonna murder you. Walk up and ask. How did they treat you in there? I'm thinking about giving some money to this place over here, and I want to know that they did right by you in there. Did they do right by you in there? Were they doing right by everybody in there? What about the women? What about the children? They're gonna tell you. They might ask for the money themselves. Well, I mean, who could blame them at that point? Especially if that place did them dirty. You don't got to tell them you're giving money. Just ask them. Just tell them you're thinking about volunteering. Say, hey, man, I saw you coming out. I'm thinking about volunteering some time here. Do they do right by people in here? Or is it a shithole? If it's a shithole, they're going to tell you. Participating in the organization and talking to the people who benefit is the best way to vet an organization. Because people will straight up tell you, if a place doesn't do jack shit for them, why are they going to lie? But if a place is actually helping them, why are they going to lie again? You know what I mean? Why are they going to tell you? You know, it's just, you got to fucking reach out. Thoughts on tiny homes? I don't know, dude. Nothing really. Nursing homes too. Oh yeah. You ever ran into a shady charity or shelter? Kinda, sorta. I mean, there's varying degrees of what I consider to be shady, right? So there's a homeless shelter back in my little hometown that is actually pretty good, but they're not a place that I would want to give my money to now because they were heavy on the Christian indoctrination. It was just like they wanted everybody to, like, there was mandatory church for the people that were staying there. Now, in addition to that shit, they were teaching people how to work on cars. They took junker car donations and taught the men and women there how to fix up a car. Gave them a trade, you know what I mean? I volunteered in their kitchen numerous times as a young man. And so I saw that they were giving good food to people that looked like they fucking needed it and were grateful for it. So it's like you got to take the good with the bad sometimes. But that place, I don't like the fact that they were this heavy Christian indoctrination organization. And as an adult, I probably would not give that place the time of day. But that's a personal fucking hang up, you know? You might think differently. Yeah, I mean, that is true, I suppose. You know what I mean? The people there didn't seem like they were fucking hurting because of that place. It was giving out more help than it was indoctrination. So I'll give it that much. You know, I might be being a little harsh, but it's an example that I think holds true. It's something that I wouldn't have known about the place had I not gone there. I wouldn't have known. I'd actually donated. I've talked to you guys about some of the cars I've owned. I had that 1990 Dodge Daytona. I donated that car to uh, the rescue mission that I'm talking about. And they fucking fixed it up or parted it out and used parts on it on another car or whatever they fucking did with it. You know what I mean? They let people learn how to work on cars, maybe did some body work on it or whatever the fuck. And it's just like, it's a good thing. You know what I mean? Giving people at least the opportunity to learn a marketable trade, and there's always going to be needs for mechanics. You know what I mean? I could have sold that car, but there's no way I would have gotten more than like $400 or $500 for it. It's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? I was just like, okay. What drove me to donate it? I wanted it to go to something good. I was at a point in my life where $500 wasn't like life changing money and shit. And I didn't want to just junk it out or give it to some fucking corporate entity that was going to part it out and sell it or whatever, because that's your other options, is selling it to one of these junk yards. They give you $20 and they come pick it up, you know. And so I remembered that place that I used to volunteer time at, and I called them and I asked them, hey, you guys still take car donations? And they said, yeah. I said, okay, I got one for you. They brought the paperwork in a tow truck. I filled everything out, all the tax donation forms and shit, and blah, 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 and signed over the fucking pink slip, and there you go. Donation made. Man, it's fucking swampy hot out here still. Fucking please, man. Can we get a breeze? Can a brother get a breeze? I just went to the Patreon to update my payment, but I can't. Any idea how to fix it? No, to be honest with you. Patreon, you got to deal with them, because like we don't have anything to do with like your payment method or anything like that. Like if you're like what I'm assuming you mean is like you're like moving money from, or you were paying with one card and then now you're trying to switch that to pay with another one. It might be like a timing thing. That's all I can tell you. Like, you might have to wait until, so like just like cancel your subscription. That doesn't mean that that just means that like it won't recur, and then wait for your whatever time is left on your card to run out. That'll happen. And then at that point, once you're no longer a patron, you should be able to go in and redo it. Now it won't let you use your old card either, dude. I don't know, bro. Yeah, I don't know. I just try and reach out to their help department, I guess, and see what's up. I do find a lot of times though they're like, reach out to the Patreon. It's like, we don't have anything to do with what fucking credit card you use. You know what I mean? That's Patreon handles that. That's why they take a percentage of our money every month. Yeah, I'm working tech support again. No, I mean, I know Lobo, so, you know, I want him to be able to be a patron and shit. I'm trying to help him figure out his thing, but there's not a lot we can do on our end. I could actually ask Amelia to see if she could go, but I know for a fact that, you know, you wouldn't be blocked on our end because something happened, but I can ask Amelia to look at the back end and see if there's anything going on that she can notice. But like when it comes to payment details and shit, I mean, have you tried seeing if you can subscribe to another fucking creator? Just like try and like give $1 to somebody or some shit and see if you're able to do it on another, or is it just your overall Patreon account? You know, that's what I would look into before I reached out to their bullshit. Is it just us that you can't subscribe to, or yada yada? I work in the food industry, and all the glaring problems in the industry could be solved with hardened labor movement. What can I do to get more involved and educated? That's a good question. Number one, you need to look into local and national unions in your area and see if any exist that fall under your umbrella. So I don't care what it is, right? If you've got an IWW chapter, I'm not a big fan of the IWW, but whatever. You got an IWW chapter in your state, reach out to them. If you've got a National Retail Workers chapter in your state, reach out to them. If you've got just a general labor organization movement, like a labor organization in your state, reach out to them. If you don't, reach out to something adjacent in an adjacent state. You got to get your information from people. Like, as I don't know all of the particulars of, organizing labor at the retail level. I never did it, right? I worked retail for a very long time, but. So I would say step one would be go and find yourself an organization and ask them for information. Ask them for connections. Ask them if they can hook you up with a fucking, someone you can talk to. Never heard much about the IWW. I mean, they brand pretty heavily socialist, which I think makes them pretty ineffective in a lot of the areas that we need to unionize. I've been told that they've kind of dropped that and softened that, but I'm not personally aware of the truth of that. I know that when I was approached by the IWW, Karl Marx was quoted on a pamphlet that I was handed. You know what I mean? Which I don't have a problem with, but I think that's a non-starter down south. You know what I mean? So. That's my issue with the IWW. But I have said that and had people go like, oh, they've kind of softened that or whatever. They don't really do that much anymore. But I went to in response to that, I went to their website and it's presented in big fucking revolutionary red still. And I'm just like, okay. That's why I think we need a new. I think the perfect way to couch it and to call it would be the Essential Workers Union. The EWU. And go after retail, go after food service, go after janitorial service, go after fucking ununion affiliated city and state workers. Go after them all. Everybody that was out working in the pandemic, and that's how you fucking get it. If you were out there while everybody else was staying home, risking your life to bag people's groceries, to wash people's cars, to pump people's gas, to sell people fucking cigarettes, whatever it was, you were due better compensation than what you got, and you were due better compensation than what you get. That's my opinion on the way that it needs to be couched. The Essential Workers Union of America, or whatever you fucking want to call it. Essential workers of the world. I'm fine with that shit. Just let's really focus this shit in. You know what I mean? It's like, if you were asked to deliver people their food during the pandemic, if you were asked to work in a store during the pandemic, if you were called essential during the pandemic and you're making fucking below poverty wages, what is wrong with this equation? You were due more than you were given, and you're due more than you are given. as a security guard, and after my second COVID exposure and feeling of symptoms, I applied for unemployment because they weren't scheduling me, and they challenged it because they didn't want to pay. Of course. You were just disposable to them. You were like a cum rag. You were a nut rag to them, dude. Once they'd gotten out of you what they needed, it was way easier to just find some other fucking desperate person to hire instead of you. And that's all you can be unless you organize. You're always just a nut rag. People that are working now are nut rags. People that are working at fucking Starbucks, soaking up all that abuse from all those fucking Karens and just the shitty hours and the shitty expectations and the fucking just nonsense. You're a nut rag, dude. If you quit tomorrow, somebody will be in your place the next fucking day. You're just a fucking replaceable piece of shit nut rag. And that's it. Essential Workers Union, I love it. My union had a motto during the pandemic: essential, not disposable. We deserve more. Still is, yeah. Sweaty. Sweaty. Oh, yeah, dude. It's fucking ridiculous how quickly and how replaceable you are, dude. You walk out on a job, nobody cares. Especially nobody higher up the food chain than your fucking local store manager. They might go like, oh, sorry to see you go. But you think the fucking DM or the fucking GM or the fucking CEO gives a fuck that you left that job? They don't give a fuck. Sweaty. Sweating it out here, man. Got the sweats. Ooh, 'cause it's hot. It's hot here. And oh so sweaty. Let this whole country collapse. It deserves it. Okay, Doomer. Whatever you say, Doomer. They pulled me into a room and tried to make me stay by offering $1 more than what I was making when I found a job that was paying me double. Dude, wow. They worked real hard to keep you, Sam. They worked real hard to keep you. They did their level-headed best to keep you, Sam. They get $1? You fucking kidding me? I'm getting sweaty. You were #1 in sales. See what I mean? We value you as an employee. Is there anything we can do to keep you? How's about a $1 raise? It's like, yeah, that's a good point, Zach. That's a really good point. Them offering you like, oh, well, would $1 more make you stay? That just means that they probably could be paying you $10 more an hour. You know what I mean? But they're not. I love when COVID hits, everyone gets the boot, and then once everything reopens, we can't find staff. You know what that's about, honestly? And this was like the blessing in disguise of COVID when it comes to a labor movement. Being sent home and sitting there it gave people a lot of time to think about what they were doing for a living. See, when you're in the rat race, you don't really have a whole lot of time to think about your fucking rat race. You know what I mean? You got to run the rat race. And it gave people, many of them for the first time in their lives, like months to sit and think about, like, the fuck am I doing? And then when everything reopens, a lot of these people have decided, like, I was fucking literally robbing myself of my existence working at that shithole. I'm not going back there. Fuck that. That's the germinating seed of a nascent labor movement. And we got to be careful. We got to water that motherfucker. Let that anger and that angst grow. Become denser. Yep. Actually gave a segment of the American population that hasn't been able to breathe since 1950 time to fucking think about their life. They had like a month or 2 months, or in some cases a year, to sit at home and think about their fucking life for the first time. And now they see they've been duped. And a lot of them are just like, well, fuck this. My ultimate hope is that people don't say fuck this. They say fuck the corporation. I want to work. I want to fucking support myself, but I want to be fucking properly compensated. I want to be taken care of by the company I work for, and I want a stake in the company I work for. If you're not willing to give it to me, fuck you. I'm shutting you down. That's where we need to redirect the anger that people feel at what's been stolen from them. Yoink. Oh. All right, guys, I can't be fired up out here anymore. Give me a milder topic, okay? Labor organization on a hot summer's night, bro. Let's not go down this road endlessly, because I'm just, dude, I'm steamed. I have a feeling if I was sitting inside right under one of my AC vents, I'd be steamed talking about this, man. It just gets me fucking heated. Blessed by bumpins. This stream has been blessed by Johnny Bumpins. I just got pre-approved for a home loan. You still on the home buying wavelength? Kinda, sorta, not really though. I'm on a different fucking wavelength now. I'm on a, I don't know how much I want to fucking talk about the wavelength I'm on, to be honest with you. I'm kind of on the wavelength of, I want to take some of the money that I've been able to save up, which ain't much, save up a little more, and visit some of these places that I'm always talking about possibly moving to. Like, I want to go to Iceland. I want to check it the fuck out. I want to go to fucking Uruguay and check it the fuck out. I want to stay in both places for like a month, maybe a couple of weeks, maybe a week. You know what I mean? Depending on what I can swing. I want to keep working while I'm doing it. If I stay longer than a week, if I don't stay longer than a week, it'll be easy for me to get that. But, you know, if I'm down there for 2 or 3 weeks or something, I can fucking, you know, take a laptop down there and still appear on the show and still do my thing. And I want to check these places out. That's it. So that's kind of where I'm at now. Iceland is hard to get citizenship in. Not as hard as some other places. Cost of living is expensive as fuck in California. I can swing that. January is the time to go to Iceland. Ah, yeah, let's go there. Dead of fucking... Isn't that the dead of fucking winter? Dead ass fucking winter. I don't want to go to Europe. I mean, not. I do want to go to Europe to see it and visit it and stuff, but I don't want to live in Europe. Europe is like the United States light. I can't hang with it over there, dude. There's too many dumb people. I want to go somewhere a little more remote, a little less populated, a little more sparsely populated. That's what I'm looking for, man. Greenland, Iceland, Uruguay. Dems to places. No, fuck Australia. Fuck Australia right now. Chile, no. Venezuela, no. Costa Rica, maybe. Costa Rica's got a ways to go, but it's on its way. Costa Rica might be kind of fun. New Zealand, as beautiful as it is, I just can't meet the bar, dude. You got to be like a millionaire and or a doctor, and I'm neither one of them. Australia's hella expensive. Who cares? Who would go there? I'm not going to fucking know Australia. There's a penis museum in Reykjavik, or I can't even say their fucking capital. I'm gonna have to fucking... I think that's right? Reykjavik? You'd love the COVID laws in Australia, Paul. Okay, cool. Do they fucking dart people that won't get the fucking dose? Because if not, I don't like their COVID laws. Reykjavik. One of the biggest downsides to Australia, giant spiders, horrible, endless burning groves with screaming panda bears on fire running out of them. Can't understand a fucking word anybody's saying. The one cool thing about their ocean, the Great Barrier Reef, is turning into fucking dog shit. It's at like 90% dead. What else? Hotter than a motherfucker down there, like all the fucking time. Fuck them. Fuck Australia. Video games cost like the equivalent of $90 US down there because they're all fucking like freedom of speech taxed and shit. Fuck that shit, bro. Get me out. I gotta get out of this place. If it's the last thing I ever do. Yeah, beachfront in Antarctica. Yeah. But yeah, I'm still kind of like of the mind to capitalize on the coming fucking market crash and shit and get myself a hunk of land that's remote that I can kind of turn into what I want. course you heard that neck pop, dude. It's like Rice Krispies in there, man. It's fucking crazy. If you went to South America, would you try and learn Spanish? I have like a starter's fucking... I took 2 years of Spanish in fucking high school. So, you know, I can do the days of the week, and I can count, and I can, you know, understand about 1/4 of what's coming out of a Spanish speaker's mouth if they talk slowly. So I've got a little leg up, but if I moved to Uruguay, I wouldn't really need to learn Spanish. I probably would, just as a social lubricant, but I don't really think it would be a necessary thing for me to do. I'm 19, thinking about moving to Uruguay. I already speak 4 languages. Cool. All I know is don't use the word papaya when speaking to Cubans. It's not the fruit. Okay. Sorry, I'm late. What's this about lubricant? Yeah, lube, dude. I was just saying I have to go pick up some lubricant before I go bang your mom. I'm glad you're here because maybe you can pick it up for me. Astroglide, please. And if they don't have that, you know, whatever they got. Sweet. Have a good time. Oh, trust me, I will. No, I never did. You're right, Hog Slayer. You really can't as a fat guy. You can't. You've got to keep a sharp tongue. You got to keep a sharp tongue, dude. I just think that's true of anybody, but you know, maybe I'm wrong about that. The world needs more considerate people, but the world needs people like me too. No, you know, I can understand how people get the idea that I'm a real inconsiderate bastard, but I'm really not. You know, I'm a pretty nice fucking dude in real life. No, I don't keep up with Beyond Fear. I haven't heard from or seen from her in a very long time. Glad I'm a lesbian. You don't brag, okay? All right, you lesbians already have it fucking really good. Don't brag. Oh. I mean, that's not necessarily true, Squid Diddly. I get mad not necessarily just in defense of people. I get salty sometimes at shit. I'm an angsty guy. I don't know what you want from me, you know? Not you, but, you know, just in general. I don't know what some people want from me. I'm an angsty dude, man. And this world needs angsty fucking people because, you know, 90% of the population falls asleep if you just talk to them like a fucking Ben Stein political professor or some shit. Please open your textbook to page 927. This chapter is called Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité, and it will cover the French Revolution. Hello, baby. What you up to? Yep. Having yourself a read. Yeah. I gotta dive into the couple of new ones that I've bought. Got the Roger Corman book I gotta finish reading. I started that one. And then I gotta start reading that Doug Bradley one. Oh, give me a cyber spine, please. Can I get a cyber spine? Thank you. Elon Musk, can you make me a cyber spine? I will be your beta tester. Give me new back. I will trade you one new back for my eternal gratitude. One-time offer. Well, I think with a new back, I could handle the new body. I heard swimming helps with back pain. Yeah. I've heard having a pool helps with swimming. Man, I guess I could go do the backstroke in my endless dead field that out in the back of my house. I guess I could do that. You know what I think I got, dude? I think I've got a combination of the it's still muggy out here and the bong sweats. Oh man, what a combo. That's not a good combo. Dig a hole, pour some water. Fuck, why didn't I think of that? Let's go mudding. I can't sit out here anymore, dude. I gotta go inside.